Today I've come to All Saints Churchyard in Grendon, and the first thing I've noticed, the gates are locked, but there's a sneaky way round. Now, when I'm doing a Find a Grave search, the first thing I do is check the app to see whether there is a local church which has a green map pin, and that means that somebody has been asking about a particular grave. So I've got two to look for here. I've never been here before, and now normally I would look quite hard to try and find a cemetery plan before I come along, and on this occasion I didn't. So the first thing I'm going to do is see whether there's any access to the church and whether they have any burial information. But I'm totally being distracted by the lovely gravestones. I'm looking for two. One is an 1800s one, and the other is 1600s. Now, even though these look quite old, the chance of them being back to the 1600s is very remote. Let's test the door first. No, not open. These are wonderful. Generally about the 1800s, 1880, that sort of age. There's some fabulous ones. I could spend a long time here looking at these. It's a lovely old church. Some broken panes of glass up there though. And some wonderful gargoyles. And a fabulous one there. Beautifully kept lawn. I haven't yet found Mary Cook, Mary Orton, John Thurman, William Baker, John Orton, Benjamin Mayu, Baker. Oh, what's this one? Mary Jane. Oh, Baker again. Isaac, somebody. Baker, Fairfield, Orton, JB, probably Baker, and amongst all the other Bakers. Johnston, I think. Coleman, Coleman, yes. Dixon, Coleman. Susanna, Sarah, don't know. Johnson. Elizabeth something, Petrin, something like that. Coleman. Matthew. Mary Coleman. Anne, wife of Hitchman Clark. Anne Collins. Mary Malaby. Catherine. I haven't seen a single Cook. Sholoff, Fairfield. That looks old. 1808 for that one. This one, the date is worn off. Collins. Wisley, something like that. Thomas and Eliza. One I can't make out, with a very grumpy looking angel who has lost part of her head. Susan Coleman. That's Smith. Coleman, Cope. Got excited for a minute, thought it said Cook. Wood, Knight, Edward Bassett, William and Susanna, Coleman again, Robert something behind the bush there. We're nearly round. In fact, we may be round. There's one more here. Keatley, not one we're looking for. Feldhouse, Alkin, it's an obelisk. Alkin again. And John Alkin again. So this is the Alkin corner here. Obviously a significant family in the area. Thomas Chase, Alkin again, Elizabeth Alkin, and Sarah Alkin. Samuel Jacodwin, it looks like. It's not a surname I know. And this one is Arthur Dixon. No. There's Jean Sinclair Gurney over there, a recent one. And just a couple here on the ground. John Richard Stafford and a lot of Crawley Bovies memory remembers here. Oh, and one little one. This one is Marchant. So that is all of them. It's such a shame I can't get in to show you. There's this wonderful stained glass here. I bet that looks amazing from the inside. Lots of coats of arms. One presumes of local families. I wonder which of these is the Chetwynds. Let's show you this one from the outside. We've got Christ on the cross. Beautiful carvings on the edges here. So it's been a lovely visit today, both frustrating and rewarding, because I've been able to see what a fantastic array of graves there are to research, and also how beautiful this church is, how ancient in places. And there are some fabulous gargoyles. So I think before I go, I might take a few photographs to add, just because it's nice to go home, shall we say, not empty-handed. What a fabulous churchyard this is. So let's open the app up. When I get home, I'll deal with the two that I didn't manage to find. I've got Feldhouse here. So I'm going to enter Feldhouse and see whether that comes up. It doesn't seem to. No, it's looking very much like nobody's done this section. So I could go ahead and add these. Let's do one. Press the little plus button and we'll do this one, Joseph Feldhouse. So Joseph is his first name, no middle name, last name Feldhouse, and he's the son of Thomas and Maria. And is there a birth date? No, but there is a death date. The death date is the 25th of April. There's a drop down for that, and the year is 1844. In the bio, I will write son of Thomas and Maria Feldhaus. We don't have a plot number, and even if we did, it wouldn't help us. These are not plots, these are just leaned against the wall. I'm going to add died aged 32 years. Let's save that and take the first photo. There we go. That's not too bad. So that's one done. You don't have to upload everything straight away. You can keep everything on your phone and do it later when you're back in an internet area. I prefer, there it goes. And that's the noise it makes when it's done. Did you hear that? I prefer to do them on site, and then I know they're done and I don't have to have a whole load to go through afterwards. The clock doesn't work. It thinks it's 25 to 1. Yes, I think next time I'll bring some tea and take a few more photos while I'm here. And hopefully I can come on a day when the church is open and I can see inside and have a look for that Chetwynd to see if there's a memorial for her. Well, I'm surprised to see that some of the stones here are a bit newer. That one's 1872. So maybe my Mary Cook is in this side. Fleemans, Corishley, Warden, Cooper, Hogg, Jones. Oh, look. Somebody's put a little rabbit on. I don't think he's original. He's rather cute. Elizabeth Wright. Maybe it is. Sidney Stephen, the beloved son of C.E. Singleton, who died in 1918. Oh. Sarah Wood. Some more Singletons here, close to the little one. Alcock. These have got those lead letters that fall out, which is quite difficult to read. Lawton, Hollinshead, Lawton, 1991, these are new, 1940. So from here on in, these are much newer, and that's more like I expected to see here. There's another that looks quite old over there, so we'll head that way. Try to walk down between the rows. Ah, still Chetwynds here. There's a Chetwynd that died in 1966. So the family name did carry on in this area. Haywood, Lunn, Matthews were in the 1950s here. And here's the war memorial. It says, "To the glory of God and in honoured memory of the men of Grendon who fought and died for their country in the great wars 1914 to 1918 and 1939 to 1945. Thanks be to God who giveth us the victory through our Lord Jesus Christ." And then the names are on at least one side, but I'll walk around and check. We have Philip Marson, G. Green, James Salt, D. Eaton, Frank Southam, M. Leary, Richard Henry Shaw, G. Dodd, Charles Thompson, J. K., John Williams and R. Gillett. It always surprises me when the first names are only on some of them. They normally would have talked to relatives for permission, so why did they not put the first names on. On this side we've got James Arnold, J Walker, John Burton, S Morris, Edward Dickens, S Hargreave, Frank Henny, W Mitchell, Frederick Percy Hughes, T Brindley and Harry Juggins. Quite a number from a small village. Must have felt it very keenly. I can see some more old graves down at this end. Who have we got? Alfred William Taylor, who died in 1914 during the war at the age of 56, that looks like. We've got Abraham Taylor, 1913. Emma Taylor, 1925. Oh, these are actually quite old quite new compared to what I thought. I thought these would be older. Then we've got Charles Henry Taylor. This is the footstone for Emma Taylor. Isaac Truelove. I haven't noticed any Commonwealth War graves here, nor is there a sign to show that there are any. So there we go. If you have any questions about how I do find a grave, the sort of things I'm looking for, little tips, I've been doing it for 18 months now, although I've been a member of Find a Grave for many more years than that. But the volunteering, I originally volunteered for Billion Graves, and after a gap I came back and started with Find a Grave. So I've been with them now for 15 months and really enjoying it. It's nice to have that little focus when I come and visit a graveyard to see if I can help somebody with some new information. So yeah, if I can help you to understand how Find a Grave works and perhaps give you some tips, then I'd love to help.